Na teraz? Hello guys, welcome all of you to our developer stream. For those of you who haven't been with us the last time, this is just a quick reminder that we stream every Friday around this hour, around 6 p.m. Central European Summer Time, and also every Wednesday the same hour. Just a quick brief what we've been doing the last time we've been streaming. So the last time we started by showing you guys a quick tour around the kitchen. We showed you where all the good stuff is hidden, where all the utensils, the stands, and so on. And we also started playing a little bit career, and we started that from the tutorials. So today we're just going to skip it, and we're going to play the career mode, which is called access by choosing new game. But we're going to skip the tutorial this time. And also for today, I'll be playing, and after some time on, I'm going to be switched by Alec, who is our lead designer in our team. So if you guys have some questions about the game design, or if you would like just to test his cooking skills, just prepare some questions, and he's going to switch me in a few minutes, maybe in half an hour, and then we'll see how it works out. So without further ado, let's start the new game. I'm glad to hear that you guys are excited for the game, and that you can't wait to start cooking your own dishes. So yeah, right now we would like to skip this tutorial, so we don't want to follow the tutorial. So right now we start in our kitchen. This is our workspace. This is where we craft amazing dishes. This is the place where we progress, where we unlock new recipes and so on. In this section of the kitchen, we can buy supplies, the ingredients that we use to prepare all the good stuff. Here's like our working space, everything you can see around here. And this is the laptop, our command center. We can unlock new recipes in here, unlock perks, skills, and so on. And right now we are in preparation phase. So the whole gameplay is divided into days, just like in real life. You work shifts, and before the day starts, before the restaurant starts taking the customers, you have some time to prepare. For example, you can clean up the kitchen a little bit. You can prepare some of the dishes. And right now we're going to just skip the phase and start cooking. Let's see what our hungry guests are craving. So this is our first order. It pops up in the top left corner. It's also displayed on those screens. The screens are placed conveniently all around the kitchen, so you can always check what you're working on, what needs to be prepared, what ingredients you might need. So this is the first one, the tomato soup, and it's also divided into segments. We have the picture, how the dish is supposed to look, what ingredients it consists of. It's also divided into categories, so we have products, we have liquids, and we have spices. So right now we're going to start by actually picking up the pot, and we're going to buy chicken broth. It can be accessed in the boxes. It's a liquid. Alright. We need exactly 700 milliliters of it. Yep, almost perfect. What else? We're going to need some salt. Mm, Salt is located over here. And we're going to add 12 grams of salt. Okay, perfect. Some black pepper as well. Let's bring it up. 12 grams. And also cayenne pepper, 6 grams. This is the last spice we're going to need for the soup. No, 7, but I guess it's going to be fine anyway. So right now we're going to take some veggies. Tomatoes, how many? 960, that gives us 8 tomatoes. Okay. Oh, and also we're going to need an onion. Alright, is that it? Yep, that's all we need. Now we can just place it in this gas over this gas stand, and we can use our friendly timer just to set up how long we're going to boil the soup, which is exactly 1 minute. So this is the very beginning of our curry. Right now we don't have many recipes popping up at the same time. Actually, it's supposed to be this way because we want you guys to first have a grasp how it's supposed to be played, where's everything located, and as you progress, as you unlock more recipes, as your restaurant becomes more popular, and as you become a more famous chef, you're going to receive more orders. They're going to become gradually more complicated. So it's actually good to use this time to actually become a better chef before the orders start popping up like crazy. You can also see that the liquid already changed the color. It changes color based on the interactions that appear between the ingredients. We added some tomatoes and onion into the chicken broth, and while they're being boiled, they exchange flavor, but they also exchange the colors. Okay, seems to be ready. Alright, what else do we need to do now? We're going to blend this all together. We can use this handy blender. You can also see that it increases the amount of liquid we have in the pot by blending the veggies. And right now we're going to add some sour cream as well. Is it in the fridge? Yep. 150. Yep, almost perfect. And I believe that right now the soup is ready to be served. So let's just grab a plate. As you can see, the plate has a price displayed right next to it, so if we pick it up we have to pay for that. But once we send the dish to the customer and we don't need to have it returned, so we're going to get our money back. So yeah, that's a little bit too much. We're not that generous. Alright, so now just steady. Okay. Yep, so now that we've placed it on the counter, uh, we can send it over to our guest. We can also snap a picture before we do it. It's something called photo mode. You can, choose different angles for the photo. You can change the field of view, tilt the camera. There's a bunch of other effects, but just send it for now and see what's going to happen. and send it to the customer. So yeah, right now we have the screen with the review of our dish, how well it was prepared. So our rating consists of like three sub ratings. The first is the taste, how well the dish was prepared when it comes to like the proportions of the ingredients, to the temperature, to the technique, and so on. Next we have the realization time. So we have some time requirements. So the faster we are able to prepare the dish, the better score we're going to have, and our overall score, which is just the summary of the two previous ones. And based on that, we are able to receive some tips. In this case, we got 7 cookbacks of tip, and also we can have guest complaints, so we can see what we did wrong. So in this case, as you can see, I added a little bit too much of cayenne pepper. I added 7 instead of 6 grams. It didn't affect our rating that much, as you can see, but it did to a certain degree. And also, when it comes to the technique, we served a little bit too much of the soup, so we're not supposed to do it. We are aiming to be as perfect as possible. Okay, so now we have new order coming up. And this is the baked trout. It's also one of the very basic simple orders. So first let's find the trout. It's in the fridge. Okay. Going to need some black pepper. Exactly 5 grams. Going to need some salt as well. What? Sorry, no salt. We're going to need the other one. Going to need horseradish. And we're going to need some thyme. Okay. And horseradish 5 grams as well. Okay, we're going to bake it for exactly 90 seconds. We're going to need a baking tray for that, obviously. So let's pick it up and let's grab the fish. Alright. Now we're going to wait for exactly 90 seconds. Let's set up the timer so we don't forget about it. And right now we can check what else needs to be prepared. This is a very simple dish, so it doesn't require that much of multitasking, so we're only going to prepare lemon. So let's just go over here, let's buy one. We need to cut it into quarters. Let's do it like this. This is the first one. First half. Alright. And let's see how well it turned out. So 15, 22, 18, 25. Yeah, they're not perfectly equal. It could be done much better, but this is something which comes with experience and practice. So yeah, you can also take this moment to rearrange our stuff lying around the kitchen. So this is like very slow moment in the career. This is just the beginning. There's no reason to rush. There's no reason to stress. We've got all the time you might need to prepare everything that's being required, all the orders. So yeah, just take it easy in the beginning, especially. See the fish. It's almost ready. You can turn off the timer. Okay, let's check. Yep. Oops. Yeah, we can see it's all ready, simply because of this green bar that it's all filled up green. That means that the dish is in the perfect temperature. So yep, right now we're going to grab a plate, and we're going to place everything on the plate. And for the garnish, we're going to need some parsley, So yeah, the fish is ready to go. Okay, we have some points subtracted from the taste. What's the reason? We didn't add enough dill. So yep, that's something that we should remember about. But I guess that the punishment is not so demanding, so hard. So let's see what else we got. We got salmon steak. This is the third of our three basic recipes that we start with. It's also a simple dish. As you can see, it's just fish and potatoes, nothing fancy. So yep, let's find the fish. How it's supposed to be prepared. Going to season it first with some salt and pepper. Alright. And it's going to be fried on using a pan, so let's find a pan. Yep, we don't have it just yet since we just started, so we're going to buy one. Okay. And we're going to need some sunflower oil for frying. Okay, I'll have to fry it for 60 seconds on each side, so let's just place it over here. Let's take the timer, let's set it up, and let's start frying. Then we just have to remember to flip it. In the meantime, we can work on the potatoes, so we're going to take a pot, fill it up with some water. Alright, 1 liter, that's just perfect. So right now let's add some salt. And let's grab 2 potatoes. We have to boil them for 2 minutes, so we'll just start right away. Okay, we can start flipping the fish. Perfect. So now we're just going to be frying it on the other side for 1 minute. You just actually look at this timer over here. That seems just about fine. Let's put it back where it belongs. It's almost ready. Seems like 20 more seconds, could be less. Also see that the water changed colors in the potatoes as it happened previously with the tomato soup. So we're going to be picking up everything soon. So we can already grab a plate. So a large one this time. Yep, it's ready. And just pick it up. In the meantime, we can just get rid of this remaining oil in the pan. We're going to be using a fresh one next time, so yep. Yep, 9 seconds, they're almost ready. You can also see the bar that it's turning all green. Okay. And let's pick the 2 potatoes up. And let's send it to our hungry customers and let's see what they have to say about the dish. I would say that they're quite pleased. Not enough sunflower oil, those are just very minor mistakes. It's mostly there, so we know that we could improve some in some areas, but still, like, the score is perfect, so like no need to worry about that. And the character over here, he's our mentor. This is the server. The chef is the guy who gives us all the tips regarding the dishes, how they are supposed to be prepared. We also got the manager who is going to instruct us in regards to actually our financial aspects of the kitchen and improving our career. So right now we can skip the cleaning phase because we did it in the meantime. Yep, we have negative income because we bought some equipment first, but we did in general quite good. So this is a feature that was not introduced previously in the game. We added it after the last beta test. So right now we have these level systems. You can actually earn experience by preparing the dishes. And with the levels there come perks, and perks have a drastic impact on how it's supposed, on how the game is being played. So right now we can pick a perk which we like. So let's just go with something like, well, alright, let's check the thermal vision. And we can also pick skills. Skills have a smaller impact on the game, they are more passive, but still, let's just earn more green points from the served dishes. And right now we're going to start day number 2. So yeah, as you can see, this is all still very simple, very basic stuff. We have the list of our perks that we've already unlocked, and we can see at which levels we're going to be able to pick new perks. Okay, here are all the available dishes right now. We can also buy new recipes. We can unlock them using the cooking points. Right now we only have how many? Right now we only have 12. So we cannot afford anything new, but it's going to change after this day. So yeah. In the meantime, you can guys let us know if you have any questions, because I'll be changed. Our lead designer is going to change me in a moment. He's going to play the game. So if there's something you guys would like to know more deeply about the game, please let us know. We'll try to answer all your questions. So yeah, we're going to work on the soup. So it's already done, so we can just pick up the plate. Okay, it's not hot anymore because it stayed over here over the night, so we're just going to heat it up first. We can watch the green bar progressing to the right. When it's all green, it means that it's going to be ready to serve. So yep, we can just kill time. For example, we can pick up this knife and play darts. Let's see if I can shoot it perfectly in the middle. Yep, well, not this time. Okay. This is not my lucky day. So yeah, let's see how is that working on with the soup. Yep, it's all ready. Then just pour the right amount. Whoop, that's way too much. Yeah, that seems just about right. Yeah, so to respond to your question, right now we have over 60 recipes in the game in total. We have also 120 ingredients that you can use to prepare those dishes. And of course, we're planning to support the game after the release. We'll just see about the community, about your feedback, what you guys are the most interested in, what areas to improve, what should be added. So yeah, but definitely we're going to be supporting the game after the release. Mm, so yep. Okay, we've got new recipe. By the way, we made some mess. We can just clean it up in a moment. So right now we're going to prepare the trout. Let's just try to do it as quickly as possible. Okay, black pepper. Yep, 5 grams. What else? Okay. It's going to take 90 seconds, exactly like the last time. So set up the timer. Going to prepare the lemon. Let's just grab it quickly. Let's cut it into quarters. Well, gotta get my knife back. Okay. In the meantime, you can just clean up a little bit. Alright. Okay, so in regards to the Steam workshop, we would love to provide the ability for you guys to add your own recipes. We would like to have the support, but first we just want to focus on releasing the game, and after that is done, we'll see in how could we actually add the workshop, if it's possible, and if it is, in what range. So this is something that we'll still have to figure out. But if you ask us, yes, we would definitely love to see guys your recipes, your ideas for the game, possibly some new modes. So yeah, of course. Ah, we also have to add some horseradish. Okay. See, perfect. Everything was done perfectly. That's the score we're aiming for. Okay. Let's see if I can do this salmon steak without looking on the recipe board. This is one of the basics. It shouldn't be that hard, but let's check how am I going to perform without any assistance. Yeah, no, let's start with the potatoes first, because it takes 2 minutes for them to be ready. Okay. It was 20 grams of salt, if I can remember that correctly. Okay. 2 potatoes. And 2 minutes on the clock. So yeah. Right now let's add some sunflower oil. Okay. Yep. And let's prepare the salmon. It was, if I remember correctly, 5 grams of pepper. Oops. And 1 gram of salt. Okay, and let's start frying. Playing games at work is fun. Yep, I guess I can relate to that. Yep. The game's going to be 1999 US dollars, and it's going to be adjusted regionally to all over the Steam. $20 to be precise. About 1 cent. Almost ready to be flipped. A few more seconds. Alright, let's flip it up. Over. Okay. Just 1 more minute. Okay, I'm just curious if I did everything correctly, but I guess I did fine. I'm just going to check it in a minute on the display screen. Just check my rating. Okay. And let's see what's going to happen. Yep, perfect score without looking on the recipe. So I guess I'm actually making some progress. Yep. The 3 basic recipes. Once we add some more, it won't be that easy to prepare them without looking on the screens. So it's quite useful to have them displayed. So let's work on the trout. Okay, let's do the same thing. Let's close this tab and let's see how well am I going to do it on the basic stuff. Okay. I I hope the guests are not going to complain about that. Nobody has seen it, right? Okay. And let's wait for 90 seconds. Okay. Since nobody can see us anyway, we can also fool around a little bit. Okay, the game is still on, so let's just try to finish off that score. Like half minute left, we can still squeeze in a few throws in the remaining time. Yeah, that means I hit perfectly in the middle. It totaled a tiny animation, slow motion of the knife hitting the middle spot. Yep, and the fish seems to be just ready. Okay. I can't pick it up with my bare hands right now. I'm just gonna grab this whole tray and I'm going to take the plate and I'm going to place the fish. We also need to add some horseradish after it's been baked. Alright. And a lemon. Also grab that knife. And we're going to need some garnish as well. Okay. And let's see how it turned out. Yep, perfect score, 5 stars. So, yep. I think this was the last order for today. Nope, there's still tomato soup. I think we got it ready anyway. Yep, it's still warm, so we're just going to grab the dip plate. Okay. Let's just serve. Let's be generous this time. Let's serve a little more. Let's see what's going to happen. Yep. I guess in our game, our guests are actually not happy about getting too much food. They just want to eat exactly the amount they ordered. So, yep, this was the last order for today. We can do some cleaning up if you want to. It's going to be more useful in the later parts of the game. So, yep, just swipe the floor. Let's make it all nice and clean. Okay, so I think, guys, that right now, after I've done the initial phase and I progressed in the career, and we'll have the opportunity to pick up some new dishes, some new recipes, I think this is the great time to switch with our main designer. So he would like to come over here and explain you guys a little bit more about our gameplay, our mechanics, our progression system. So yeah, guys, I would like to invite Alec over here to talk to you a little bit about the game. Are you ready to join us? Alright. Can just say hello to him, cheer him up a little bit. Yep. So what I did, I left the game in the career mode for you. Hi guys, my name is Alexander. I'm the lead designer on Cooking Simulator, and I see Tommy did quite well. We're going to be inspected by a food critic next day, and if we will pass his exam, it will mean that we will advance to a higher prestige tier of the restaurant. So we gained a new level, we can choose some skills. I personally like to go for faster gains of experience, because that will enable me to spend more skill points to level up faster. But if you want to do something else, you can, for example, make products cheaper, or the game easier by, for example, extending the time it takes to things to burn. Okay. Okay, fame points, that's not for me. Okay, let's take for example this. This will help out with our challenge next day, because the taste tolerances are increased. That means we can mess up quite a bit while playing, and still we won't be punished that hard with our score for the dish. So let's level up that. Now we gained some cooking points while playing. Each time you serve a dish, if you serve that dish well enough, you will gain some cooking points. The cooking points can be spent on unlocking new recipes and upgrading old ones. We don't have all that many cooking points, so we can only buy a simple Ukrainian borscht right now, which we have to do because we need to expand our menu. The manager says so. So I'll just click that. We've got some new products in our larder, so we will need to use them to make the new dish. Okay, so this is the preparation time. We can do something ahead of schedule. I'll just double check what did Tommy buy. So okay, so we've got all the recipes we own currently here, and we can check for other recipes. We could, for example, buy pork chops with baked potatoes, because we've got enough cooking points to do so. We're still on fame level 0. We need to progress to fame level 1 to unlock the dishes marked by 1 star, and 2 stars to unlock the dishes with 2 stars, and so on. And this will also allow us to upgrade the currently owned dishes. You can see here it's the first upgrade, and there's a second level of that dish. And for example, this soup has 3 levels, and we own currently the first level. And each dish, when we serve it to the customer, we will gain some money, some fame points, and some cooking points. You can see them on this little thingy left to the icon of the soup, and we can also check it inside the recipe. You can see the money, the fame points. Also note that this is the maximum fame points that we will get if we will serve this dish perfectly. If we will score, for example, 3 stars, then we will get less points. And why it's important to buy new recipes, why it's important to upgrade old ones, well, the better recipes have better gains.
For example, this caldo verde gains you 42 cookbacks and 26 fame points and 12 cook points. So it's better to serve this caldo verde rather than the tomato soup. Hey, back to cooking. I'll cheat a bit and I start cooking some dishes. It's actually better to take a plate, take some fish. This game is all about time management, so at the moment I'm on 0 fame stars, but once I'll get farther in the game, I'll be challenged with many dishes at the same time, so it's important to prepare for that. So I need to remember some of the recipes and I can make them ahead of time, at least partially. So I won't put this fish into the oven because they would burn if I would leave them there, and if I would cook them now they would get cold by the time they are ordered by the guests. So I'll just spice them up and keep them here waiting for the customer to come. Just check something. Settings. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, we've got nope. If I remember correctly, it's still. Oh, and be sure to check when you're spicing things up how much of the spice actually goes to the product, because if you would be just spicing things in real life, like not everything you would spend on the product would land on the product, so it counts what's actually on the product and not what's on the table. Okay, I think I'm ready to start the day. Skip the preparation phase and oh great, my favorite simple Ukrainian borscht. I actually hate this recipe, but well, I'll try to make the best of it. So we'll need a pot because it's a soup. Okay, let's have some fun here. Okay, I'll probably need broth. How much broth did Tommy leave? Too little. Let's buy some broth. Okay. The recipe calls for half a liter, so let's do that. What else? Salt and black pepper. I should have those somewhere here. Yep. Salt. 20 grams. Let's just hold it back. Okay. That's actually perfect. And we'll also need what's the good part about soups is that you only need to make them once and they are enough for at least 2 servings. So if another order of Ukrainian borscht pops up, I just need to reheat it to make it from scratch. So beetroot and onion. Okay, oh, I can check that here too. Okay, parsley, carrot, onion, and I actually have to figure out how many beetroot do I need. 600 gram. So one beetroot weighs 120. That means I need to do the math. 5 beetroot should do it. Okay, if I'm not sure if I've done everything correctly, I can always check the container if it does contain. And yes, 5 beetroot is exactly 600. Do I have to do something else? No, I just need to boil it for 20 seconds. So set up the timer. Okay, should do this and start the timer. Okay, and 2 minutes. So, as I've said, currently we're on 0 fame stars. That means that we're not attracting that many guests, so we're taking orders one by one, and we've got some time to prep for other dishes, to get accustomed to all the stuff that's in the kitchen. But once we reach that higher tiers of fame that will draw customers, the dishes become more involved. They are also way strictly judged, so our rating for the same recipe might not be as good as it used to be. And okay, so now we will wait for this to cook. In a minute. Oh no, I shouldn't touch that. You can actually attach your MP3s or your music streams from the internet to this radio and play them here, but I won't do that because that could get our videos from the internet. Okay, so as you can see, all the vegetables are cooking. The onion is already cooked through, but we won't remove it. The recipe calls for everything to cook for 2 minutes, and that's the way it should be, because we won't be serving this overcooked onion, we will just be serving the soup. I'll prepare the plate. I'm not used to this keyboard. Okay. Got the plate. And we should be fine. Okay. Turn the heat off. Is there anything else I should do before serving? Nope. I just need to serve about 300 ml of soup. Okay. Let's try to make 2 servings out of this. Well, the other client's going to get the short and the short steak. So, okay, let's serve and check what's the score. Okay, as I've said, it's not my favorite recipe. Let's check what I did wrong. Okay, so basically there's too much of everything because I just used too little broth, and that made all the other tastes overwhelm the taste of the broth, and the balance of the taste wasn't perfect. So I get too much of black pepper taste and too much of beetroot taste, and overall, although the dish is quite fine and still tasting good, it's not perfect. It's not as the recipe calls it to be. Okay, let's okay, the next one is the food critic, so I actually have to do well. Fortunately, it's an easy one, but I didn't. Okay, let's check what's wrong with this fish. Okay, I need 1 more gram of black pepper and 1 more gram of thyme on this fish. So let's do it now. perfect, and also the black pepper. I've actually overdone it, but cares. Maybe the food critic cares, maybe he doesn't. Let's check it out. Okay, so let's hit it. I actually won't set up the timer for this one because I can just check. Oh, actually, did Tommy pick this one? Yeah, he did. He did pick this perk that allows you to see through the oven doors, so I can check easily if the fish is done. And actually I don't have to check because this recipe calls for the fish to be cooked all the way through. So once that green bar fills, the fish is done. I need to cut the lemon, and I'm guessing I don't have the perk for even cuts. Okay, that's fine, we'll cope somehow. I'm trying my best to cut this in four even pieces, and I didn't actually make a very good job out of it. But still, I need only to get 4 stars from the critic to move on to the higher fame rank, so I think this will do just well, unless I burn the fish. Okay, so it's done. Let's take it out. I still need to use the horseradish if I remember correctly. Yep. Is it? Yeah. I haven't yet. So horseradish. I'll get penalized for getting that horseradish on the lemon for sure, but who cares? It should still be good enough. So okay, actually 5 stars. It's mostly about if you cook this well enough, if you don't get it burnt and it's cooked all the way through. It's a very easy beginner's recipe, so that's why we got it all right. The later recipes become harder and harder, and you will be judged more strictly on them. So okay, gain the fame star. Actually, we're moving on in the game. Our aim is to gain 5 stars. Oh, okay, borscht. That's great because we actually have ready. What I need to do first, I need to discard all the vegetables. And okay, it's fine. Just throw them out because we don't need them. They're already used up. And we'll just reheat the soup. It's important to remove any vegetables, any products from the pot that you are about to reheat, because all those products would also reheat and give up more taste to the recipe, to our soup, and that would make it taste different than it should. Okay, so actually we don't have enough for so let's see how this will impact our rating of the dish. Okay, so the guest wasn't pleased all that much with getting 190 milliliters instead of 300, but still the soup was fine, so gave us 3 stars. The realization time was very good, so the overall score is well, nice. No, not great, but nice. We didn't get the full benefits from this, so we got enough money. We got all the money from which you could, but our tip was lowered because of the rating, and also our fame points gained were also lowered because of the rating. Okay, let's see the guest complaints. Okay, wrong amount of product. That's right. We've got not enough soup in our. What's the word? We've got word in our plate. Okay. Oh yeah. We need to do that now. So just put this here, and let's start. Actually, we've got an empty pot, so we don't need to buy a new one. We can get some water here. The recipe calls for 1 liter of water and 20 grams of salt. We'll mess up on purpose. Let's do more. Okay. We messed up quite a bit. And let's cook the potatoes. We won't be messing them up in terms of the thermal quality. They will be all cooked through, but they are boiled in too much water and with too much salt, and that will impact their taste. Okay, so we also need the salmon, and we've got a new order because we're already on a 1-star fame rating. That means we're attracting more customers and we're getting some more orders at the same time. So normally I would start to panic and look for ways to cheat this out, but I've already got my soup ready, so I'll just reheat it when the time comes, and now I'll just focus on making this dish. So we need 4 grams, if I remember correctly, of pepper and salt. Okay, good enough. Let's check this. Oh, okay, actually it's 5. So let's do this well. 5 grams, 5 grams, actually 6. Well, too bad, I messed up. Let's have 10 or 20, is it? It's 10, okay. 10 milliliters of sunflower oil. Right, and the fish goes into the pan. And we'll need a plate, this up, and what we will actually need too, we will need to buy a small pot, because if I were to reheat all of the soup again and again and again, I would spoil it, so I'll just reheat a tiny bit of it, just enough to leave out the plastic. So taking out the potatoes, and I should be no, it's the right time, so we'll some into the bowl. Okay, actually there wasn't all that much left. I didn't know about that, so okay, let's bring it to boil. Let's use this spatula to flip the steak. Okay, it should be fine. should adjust the settings of this mouse. Just discard this one. Okay, that's hard. Okay, what am I doing here? It's almost ready. Okay. So we've got the fish ready, and I'd like to remind you that the potatoes are actually boiled in too much water and with too much salt, so that will impact our score. And let's check the score for the dish. And we didn't get full 5 stars, we got 4 and something, so and we'll check the guest complaints, and of course the potatoes had way too much salt, but still what I want to show you here, this dish consists of both salmon and potatoes, and well, the salmon is the main part of this dish, and it's more important to serve the salmon correctly, while the potatoes are just a side dish, and if you screw up the side dish you won't be penalized so much as if you would screw up the salmon. So as you can see, we actually screwed up pretty bad with the potatoes, but the salmon was fine, so we got a pretty alright score. And this is the soup, so let's have the soup. Okay, was it warm enough? Let's check that. No, actually I didn't hit it long enough. Okay, tough luck. Waiting for another order. Here it comes. Let's see, baked trout. Actually, we're in the first star, so we can do something about our recipes. We can't upgrade this yet because you can see you need to be on the second fame star to upgrade the baked trout, and you would need 83 cook points, and we've got just 52, but we could buy something new. Buy this, and let's buy gazpacho because it's always fun to do, and maybe, okay, I like this one. Did I click on this? Okay, so we've got some new recipes, and we've got actually quite a load of new products in our pantry. But let's get back to cooking. What am I doing? I'm doing the baked trout. I've got already one prepared here ahead of time. It's good enough for a common customer, so I won't be improving it. I could add 1 more gram if I would do it, but I don't care. And that's the part of this game that's quite important to get. You don't have to be perfect with everything you do, because you will get a lot of orders at the same time, and you just have to do well enough to have the guest be pleased and leave you with a tip and leave you with some fame points, so that you progress through the game. And of course, if you just serve raw food to the customers, they won't be pleased, but you don't have to do every single detail according to the recipe. And actually you can find ways to cheat some recipes by doing something in a different manner than the recipe specifies. For example, you could try salting your potatoes before you fry them and before you cut them, and so you would get a more even distribution of the taste on your fries, instead of salting them as individual parts, and that's actually hard to do. So that's one simple way of cheating the system, and it's all about finding these ways to optimize your performance of doing things faster, smarter, cutting corners, in order to serve everything on time. And the fish is done. Actually, it's one of the basic recipes, so I don't think the customer will notice that it says okay. And I actually forgot to sprinkle it with horseradish, and actually the guest didn't care all that much about it. What we've got here is actually our prize for getting to the first fame star, and every time we level up our fame ranking, we will get another statue, and later on we will participate in special events, special days where the menu is different, and you will compete against other restaurants to win other prizes. Okay, it's gazpacho. It's a very fun recipe and a very different recipe to what we've done before, because it doesn't call for cooking at all. What we will need half a loaf of bread, 150 grams, okay, and we'll try to cook it evenly. Okay, that's not perfect, I'm sure of it, but okay, it will do. And we'll need actually to use this food processor. Bread isn't enough, we will need some vegetables. Actually, we will need 2 cucumbers, we'll need 3 tomatoes, and we will need 2 cloves of garlic, and actually 2 red bell peppers. Okay, and now we need to blend this. Okay, we're done blending. Got fine blended mixture, and we will need to add some other stuff. The olive oil. I'm not sure if we had that. No, we had sunflower oil, so to add 30 milliliters of sunflower oil, of olive oil. It's okay, and we'll need wine vinegar. So let's buy that too. Some products come cheap, like wine vinegar, and some products are quite expensive. I think the most expensive liquid is the avocado oil. No, 30. So still missing a few drops. Okay, it's fine. And salt and black pepper. Okay. That's also important. You should keep track of where you live or all your stuff, because you're losing time just looking for it. So this pepper, and we're done as for the recipe, but we still need to serve this. So we'll need a deep plate to pour our mixture. And I still need to garnish my dish with chives, 8 grams. So notice that each piece of chives weighs 2 grams, so I will need 4 of them. And let's go to the checkout. Okay, that's first gazpacho. How did we do? Pretty well. Not perfect, but pretty well. And the guest complaints are I put in too much garlic and not enough tomato. I'm guessing that this is because I didn't have the perfect amount of bread, and it just overwhelmed some of the flavors. Okay. So we actually did our last recipe for the day, our last order for the day, and well, I did quite a mess, so I should clean this up. What's helpful is this plastic bowl. It's something I like to buy early on in the game. It just helps you in carrying things from place to place. And the good part about the plastic bowl is that it doesn't break, unlike the plates. So you won't make any mess while cleaning, unless you die. Okay, so was okay. Let's clean some stains. I could actually do some preparations for the next day. I could check out some recipes I've got, but since I know them pretty well, I need to still like laptop. So what skills do I have? I've got the CP boost, and that's all? No. I've got the taste tolerance, okay. So I think I will be aiming for improving this skill once the day is over, and I've got the thermal vision perk. And I should be getting a new level, so I should also be getting a new perk after the day ends. And I can see how much I've unlocked from the game. So I know 7 out of 67 recipes, I know I have unlocked 18 out of 59 regular products, I've unlocked 7 out of 20 liquid products and 7 out of 25 spices. Oh, and I could buy some decorations, but oh, I am actually doing quite well, so let's what would I like to buy? I like this one. Okay. Ah, yes, way better. Okay, so the day is done. Let's see. It actually shows that I've spent 259 cookbacks, so I did buy the decoration, I did buy a small pot, and I did buy a plastic bowl. So at that, besides the products I did buy for all the recipes. And I still need I need 24 fame points to reach the next threshold and to get the attention of another food critic. Oh, so as I've thought, I've got a new perk to choose. I actually like to have this one. Some of you might prefer something else, like unbreakable bottles, like unbreakable plates. It takes away part of the fun from the game because stuff won't break, but it makes also the game quite easier. I like to take the steady hands because your cuts will become a lot more precise, and I like the recipes that have a lot of cutting inside. Okay, so that's one, and I wanted to fully upgrade the skill I already own. Yeah, I want to gain more cooking points so I can buy more recipes and more upgrades. So I'll spend 3 here, and I still have 3 more, but I actually don't care. I can save up them for later, save them up for later, and so we'll go to the recipes screen. Okay, let's unlock this pumpkin. I'm not too excited about it, but later on I can upgrade this dish, and it will become much more interesting. So let's buy that. Oh, and actually it's fine. We've got I don't like the recipe, but we've got a pumpkin storage, so we can actually do this. Okay, so the grilled tuna steak is our recipe of the day. Recipe of the day is something that appears once we reach the first fame star, and will be active for all the rest of our career. And what does it mean? It means that this recipe will be uh, chosen more often by our guests on this day, and I should actually prepare for making that dish. So here's some tuna steak. I can actually make some stuff ahead of time, because I'm pretty sure I will get at least 1 or 2 orders of grilled tuna steak, but I don't remember the exact amounts of spices, so I need to go to the recipe manager and check that out for myself. So tuna, salt, black pepper, 5 grams each, and I will need to grill it for 80 seconds each side. Okay, and just lemon and oregano. Okay, so I'll take another steak, and I'll prep 3 steaks ahead of time, and I'm always misplacing my spices. So okay, great. 5, 5, 5. And some pepper. Okay, so you're asking about the stains, the spills. We did try that to have that effect on our performance, but it actually didn't introduce that much to the gameplay, and So at the moment, all the spills, the stains are purely decorative. They just show you what you did. Uh, you aren't punished for keeping your kitchen dirty, but if you will keep it clean, you can unlock some achievements for that. For example, if you will end each single day in a career mode, ending with the kitchen completely clean, free of stains, free of shards, you will earn a special achievement. Okay, I think I'm ready. Oh, pumpkin. Yep. Do I have a free pot? Yes, I do. So there's enough broth in here. Okay, some broth. What next? We need salt. 20 grams. Can actually hold mouse button and just keep on salting. Okay, pumpkin. Okay, it's pretty heavy. Okay, that's not right. Need to do something about it. Actually, pumpkin is 5 kilos, and the recipe calls for just 1 kilogram of pumpkin. So let's try and make a decent cut. So if I were to cut it in half, I would get 2.5. So let's somewhere here and hold it a kilogram. Oh, it's actually quite. So we need to do another cut. And now, still not good enough. Let's try and cut this part off. Okay, 1 kilo pumpkin, and I will also need 1. And this needs to boil for 1.5 minutes, so I'll need to set the timer. Okay, start the timer, start cooking. You might also notice that our gas stand is getting worse and worse. It's still operational. You can actually take the phone and check how bad is it. Okay, it's at 87% efficiency, so it's still nice. But once it gets even more destroyed, we'll need to, even more used, we'll need to repair it, and that will cost money, of course. So what else? We'll need to blend this, and we'll need to add sour cream, so let's look for sour cream. There's actually only 100 milliliters left, so we need to buy a new carton. And here it is, sour cream. What else? Okay, this is cooking. Do I need to do anything at this point? So actually I can buy a new pot. Put this into a pot in case I would need perfect timing. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. this, I need to blend stuff. And where's the blender? It should be easier to find because it's here. Okay, done blending. It's blending here. What I need to do, I need to add the sour cream. Okay, here, and 150. Good enough. Can actually check how does it taste. Okay. Do I need something else? No, but I could heat it up a bit because I've just added some cold sour cream, so it's likely that the mixture got a bit cold now, too cold for the guests' liking. So let's heat this up a bit and let's prepare a deep plate. Okay, so all the stands, they are at maximum heat once they are turned on. We tried to do that to make them heat up, and it actually messed with the gameplay because it was harder to measure the time of cooking for each single ingredient in semi-heated ovens and stuff like that. And it just made the game more of a chore rather than a fun experience. Okay, so let's serve the soup because we're nearing the time of serving. We've just got 40 seconds left. And actually I did well. How about that? It's as if I've made this game. Okay, so everything's perfect. The score is perfect. Quite a handsome fee for the soup, and we've got still a lot of soup left. And just to show you again, you can check for the proportions of this recipe, and you should remember that once you've scored a perfect score in soup, you should try to aim for these proportions next time. Okay, I've got 2 recipes now. For one I am already prepared, so let's start grilling, and let's find a salmon steak for our other customer. So 5 grams. Where's the other thing that I always misplace? Okay, so you may remember that we began with 500 grams of salt, and we're already close to 300. So in a couple of days we will probably need to replace this. Okay, how is it coming? Yeah, it's nicely. What I need to do is fill water and cook some. Again, my favorite salt. This time I know this. Let's add some salt. And let's take 2 potatoes and let's get back to that tuna steak before it turns black, because it will soon. Okay, I forgot the spatula. I actually have nothing to turn this over with, and it's still fine. Okay. I need to do steak. So I think it's 20, it might be 10. Tough luck. I still need to do what I need to do. I need to 2 lemons and cut them up, and I also need plates for my dishes. As you can see, it gets quite hectic quite fast. So, and that's what we were aiming for, because in a real restaurant there are these rush hours where people come in en masse, and you have to really struggle to get everything prepped on time. So potatoes come nicely, also salmon. Where my knife? Where did I leave it? Okay. Great. Go for even cut, so I hold down shift because I've got this new pack and I can cut stuff more easily. Great. Steak. Yep. Yeah. Steak. Fish. Yeah. Let's turn this off. It won't cook anymore. At least not as fast. And I need to cook steak. And it's already going bad. And yeah. This won't be perfect. Won't be even close to perfect. Do I need to garnish this with something? I think so, but I do need to garnish. Oh, I actually cut 2 lemons and I needed only one. Well, I just messed up. I thought of another recipe. So 2 oregano. I need to pick up 4 lemons. Okay, 4 lemon quarters, and serve this guest, and actually quite nice. I still need 10 more fame points to reach the threshold. Okay, so that's my goal for today, and actually this is overdone already. Oh, and another new recipe we'll be seeing, fried shrimp. So, how much time I got left on this one? Still a minute, so I'll leave it here and I'll start prepping the shrimp. So, I won't need this anymore. Okay. And I won't be needing this anymore, and I think I poured in too much oil, and I think I've overcooked the salmon, and I'm losing time, wasting time actually. Clarified butter, salt. Okay, so what's important this time, we're not spicing the shrimps, we're salting, we're adding salt and pepper to the pan. I need clarified butter and I don't have any. Okay, and it's quite costly and I almost broke it. Okay, let's serve this one. And something went wrong. Okay, never mind that. I need clarified butter. I need 30. Okay. 30 milliliters of clarified butter. Okay. Well, that's 31 and 10 and 10. So to add this to the pan. Okay, and salt. This time it's close by. 10 grams of salt, and we'll need some shrimp. And the shrimp are actually 120 grams. So let's check out how many shrimps I will need. I will need 6 shrimp. Okay. Let's use a little trick. I will press the shift button and I will just move this around to get the shrimps pretty evenly distributed on the pan so they will cook evenly. I hope. Let's stand this out. Actually messed up a bit. I wanted to check out if the shrimp are cooking evenly. Yes, they are. So, do I have any other active recipes? No. So, what else? I've got the lemon ready. I need to prepare the plate. No, I actually need a big plate for this. And second house. And let's start with it. So, what we need is the contents of this pan. I actually did taste this sauce that was made in the pan, and I used some of it, so the guest might complain that I didn't give him enough sauce for the shrimp, and I need 3 parsley leaves for garnish, and so let's check out. Oh, that was nice. Okay. What else? Simple Ukrainian books. Did I save some up? Please say I did save some. No, I didn't. Well, or did I? No, that's gazpacho. So we need soup in this one. There's actually nothing here, so we can use this one. We'll need the. I think this is empty already. Yeah, this is empty. So we'll need a fresh carton of broth. So broth. Let's pour 100 ml inside. A little too much salt and black pepper. That's here. Salt. Was it 10 or 20? 20, yeah. So 6 more. Great. Even better. Salt, better taste. Yeah. We are getting there. So, we need beetroot, onion, carrot, parsley. One of this, and we need actually 5 of these. 4, 5. and we need to cook this. And if I remember correctly, we need to cook judging by the beetroot. So the beetroot gets to cook all the way through, and that's when the soup is done. Okay, what I need else to do? What I have to do? There's only this. Ah, yeah, because we're already out of the rush hours for the day, so this is most likely our last recipe for the day. Okay, so while this is cooking, I check out our recipe manager, and okay, we could buy a steak. Okay, steak is always nice. And can we buy something else? No, we've got actually 9 cooking points left, so no more recipes for us today. And how's the soup coming? It's still halfway there. Okay. We can actually start today because we made quite a mess. This still is useful. So is this. This is useful. We will need a sponge to. What am I doing? To clean. Okay. Salmon steaks and so, okay. Hate stains. Okay, so we're almost there. Let's cut the heat and let's transfer the soup into the deep plate. Okay, that's actually quite much. Let's serve the dish. Okay. How's the score? Well, would have been better. I actually did a lot of things wrong. I used too much black pepper, and that's true. And I did use too little of chicken broth, if I remember correctly. Okay, and I served way too much, way more than I was supposed. Okay, and as I've said, we're done for the day. I'll just show off some more decorations. What these decorations unlock as I am progressing through the game, as I'm gaining my player levels, opposed to the restaurant fame levels. So I still need to unlock some stuff. But I can, for example, buy this thing, and I could buy. Let's buy this. Okay, and it's a package. Okay. And we're done for today. Are we? Wow. This is a clean sign that we should be ending the stream for today. We may take a couple of questions if you have any questions for us. So that would be the time to type them in the chat. Okay. Headless Guide is asking, in the soup some things are cooking faster than other things, how will we stop them from burning while the other foods catch up? So it really does depend on the recipe. Most soups don't call for blending your either call for blending your products or call for just serving the soup, not the products that were put inside the pot to make the soup. So if an onion, it doesn't actually burn if you would place an onion inside the broth in a pot. It wouldn't burn. What it would just get this soaky, overcooked onion. You would get that, and since we are not serving that onion, it's completely fine if it stays in the pot, and you can actually remove the ingredients from the pot. You can just take a plate or something and remove the cooking the elements that are cooking inside the pot. What else? What happens when you upgrade the recipe? What changes with it? So let's go. I hope I can do this. Something went really wrong, so I can show this screen now. But in general, you will get a whole new recipe, a whole new spin on that dish that you did before. For example, the basic tomato soup is just a blended mixture. You use the blender, and the upgraded version is another take on the dish, where you actually don't blend the tomatoes, and you actually have some other ingredients like toast. You would have to do toast, and the spices are different. The proportions are different. For example, baked trout, the most basic recipe in our game, the basic version has just the cooked fish and some lemon quarters and some garnish, and the upgrade version has, if I remember correctly, it has some broccoli glazed in the oven with a special sauce. So you will get other components, other side dishes, other salads added to the recipe, and sometimes the spices of the dish will change, and that's that's what changes about the recipe. But also you will have better gains from that recipe, because for example, this basic recipe of baked trout gains you at maximum 4 fame points, and while at the beginning of the game it's quite a lot, at the end it's basically nothing. You could skip on that dish and you wouldn't even notice if you would serve it. Well, you would notice, because on the in the later stages you are actually penalized way more than awarded for not serving the dishes. But so you would have to serve something. You would notice the loss of the fame points if you wouldn't serve it, but serving it doesn't benefit you that much. So you need to actually upgrade your early recipes to make them on par with all the other recipes, or all the new recipes that you will learn, so that they will gain enough money and enough cooking points and enough fame points for you to progress with the game. Any other questions? I actually at the moment see only the questions in the chat on the Steam stream, and are there any other questions? Okay, so thank you for watching this developer stream. We'll be streaming again next Wednesday at the same time, so 6 p.m. CEST. That's you would have to check what the times are for different time zones. So we are streaming in Central European time 6 p.m. We'll be streaming on Wednesday and on Friday next week, and we will try to get a better audio setup so we could do a better Q&A session, and we will of course do more recipes. Okay, so thanks for today and see you next Wednesday. Bye!